So the biggest problem with cold outreach as it is right now, with cold emails, cold DMs, cold Instagram messages, cold LinkedIn DMs, is that you're reaching out to business owners and you're trying to convince them that you have solution to their problems and that they should pay for it. Like, they don't trust you. You just randomly appeared in their inbox one day with a magical solution, right? Naturally, it's going to be very hard to convince them. Numbers reflect that. You only close like 1 out of 1,000 DMs, right? On average. Maybe you do more, maybe you do less, depending on your offer, right? So now let's pretend that you're a huge reputable agency, and clients are finding you naturally and they want to work with you because you have good reputation, you have good results, you have been around the block, you have killer case studies, all that good stuff. And clients are lining up at your door, wanting to work with you. You have a huge wait list, you can't possibly serve all of them, right? It's a cool scenario, right? It's a cool dreamland to be in. But how can we reproduce the same effect without being this huge agency, right? It's basically all about perception. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can reproduce pretty much the same effect without being a huge agency. And with this method, rather than you cold emailing or doing cold outreach to businesses, they will actually be reaching out to you. The best part being the whole setup time is less than 1 hour, right? Like, you won't spend more than 1 hour setting this up, and the results will be massive, I promise you. So, as I said, it's all about perception. So let me show you this example on entrepreneur.com, right? It's a huge reputable business site where business owners go to read news and gain information, like infotainment, stuff like that. Now, let's imagine you were a marketing agency owner and you saw a post like this. How they booked 39 calls for a high-ticket marketing agency in 1 week. Like, that's kind of intriguing, right? And if you're a business owner and you're reading Entrepreneur and you read something like this, your first thought is like, how do I contact you, right? Like, what's your agency? Like, how can we work together? We need more qualified sales calls, right? Like, when do we start, basically? And all you read is the title and maybe this like blurb right here. There's no name, there's no website, there's no CTA. It's just like a basic case study. This is what I mean when I'm talking about perception. Like, you are on a huge reputable site, you're sharing something valuable, a case study. And obviously we won't be able to get on entrepreneur.com because it costs like $9,000 and you won't even be on the front page. But essentially we can reproduce the same effect using Reddit. And I've been doing this for the last 7 months with great success. Back in September with my first post, I was able to book 30 sales calls for my Facebook ads offer. And I'm going to show you how I did it and how you can do it as well. So yeah, if you don't know how Reddit works, let's open up this entrepreneur subreddit. Basically, it's the same thing as entrepreneur website, right? A bunch of business owners or people who want to start a business go here to read interesting articles, like gain information, see what's happening, stuff like that. And here we have 2.1 million members with 1.5 thousand being online. And how it works and how the credibility and perception works is that the more upvotes your post has and the more positive comments it has, the higher the perceived value, thus perception of you is, right? So for example, if this post is on top of hot page right here on the subreddit with lots of upvotes, this one doesn't have that many, but if a post has a lot of upvotes and it's on the hot page, it must be valuable, it must be interesting, it must be somewhat true, right? So that's what we're going to take advantage of here in this case. So let me show you the post that got me 30 sales calls back in September. So this is the one right here. 860 upvotes. Post was a case study about everything we did to take e-commerce store to 60K a month with Facebook ads. And in this post, I detailed the strategy we used to scale the store, and I didn't hold back at all. Like, I revealed every secret, every little thing we did, so that if someone actually reads this post and wants to do it themselves, they could do it. And if they do, and if they follow the case study precisely, they would get similar results if they have the expertise, right? So me being so thorough in the post provoked a lot of upvotes, which then made my post be on top of the entrepreneur subreddit, which naturally attracted people who want to achieve the same result. Like basically, it attracted two types of people, right? One being business owners who want to achieve the same thing, like scaling their store, or maybe they've been stuck with a bad agency. Like I got a lot of leads that were stuck with bad agencies that weren't doing their jobs, and they wanted like me to look at that whole ad setup and kind of guide them what they could be doing, and in this process I could convert them to be my clients. And the other portion was like people starting out and wanting to ask questions, like two groups of people, right? As you can see, this post got 142 comments in total, most being very positive. But when you're going to use this strategy, you will get a lot of comments that are very skeptical, like critiquing you. For example, this comment right here: more lead gen marketing masquerading a success story. Okay, that's fine. These people usually don't have a business of their own. They're just on the subreddit to take everyone down, critique everything they can. Even though the post was very valuable in and itself, and I didn't have a single call to action in this whole post, people still call it like guerrilla marketing. I guess it's kind of true, but still, on Reddit you have to be very careful. You can't openly promote what you do, because then people will just eat you alive, right? The best thing that you can do is make a very valuable post about a case study you have, post that case study, and wait for replies. And what happened with this one right here, like, let me open the chat right here. I'm gonna blur out a couple of things here, but anyways, as you can see, my chat is full with people wanting to learn more of what I do and how I can help them. Basically, a lot of DMs, and there's also messages on Reddit. I got all this response without ever revealing my real name, because as you know, Reddit is only like, it's kind of anonymous, right? You only have your username. I didn't post my website publicly because that's another green flag or red flag. People will call you out on it. I didn't post my agency name, nothing like that. Just a case study of what we've done. And that alone provoked a lot of replies, a lot of inbound leads. And the best thing is that these people who contact you, they are actively looking for a solution to their problem. They are not cold leads that you have to convince to work with you, right? They are already looking for your solution. So it's naturally very easy for you to sell to them, because you've already done the selling in this post. You convince them that you might be the guy to solve their problem. And when you get on sales calls, you don't want to do the classic approach where you stick to a script and ask them a bunch of questions and stuff like that. What you want to do is let them speak. Like, yes, you do ask a couple of questions, but only to keep them going. You want to learn as much as possible about their business, and if they want to ramble for 20 minutes about how they got started or their past experience with agencies, you let them do that. You let them be heard. You actually hear them, and you make them feel like they're heard, and you make them feel like you're the guy who can solve their problems. Of course, you have to be really good at what you do, and you can't just go make up case studies and lie about them, because you will get found out eventually, because people will ask in these sales calls about your past work. And I have a solution for that. I'll show you how you can create case studies for yourself fairly easily, real case studies, without spending all that much money. But yeah, I made a total of 4 posts like these in my account, or maybe a bit more, and I got more than 50 sales calls from these posts. So this strategy works extremely well if you're willing to actually write out like in detail what you actually do or what you did for your past clients that brought them success, right? The more in detail, the more in numbers you get here, the better it will be, the better perception you will achieve, right? Better perception of being successful agency owner. It doesn't matter that maybe this is your first or second successful case study. It doesn't matter, right? All it matters is the results you've gotten for them and your potential leads. That's all they're going to be caring about, right? So another thing here, you can't make too many posts like these. I only post like once a month because if you do it too much, kind of gives away your intention here on Reddit. Like if you make posts like this every day, people will catch up pretty quick on what you're doing. And yeah, and there's also two levels of exposure you get. One is when you get like, let's say 200 upvotes, you will get promoted to top of entrepreneur subreddit. But if you get 800 like here, and you get these upvotes fairly quickly, you will get promoted to the actual front page of Reddit, which would be equal to being posted on like entrepreneur.com site or similar site, because exposure here is huge. You'll be reaching people who are not in the subreddit, business owners who are not in the subreddit, and you will get exponentially more inquiries about what you do from this. Because people, the current state of Reddit is that if a post has a lot of upvotes and positive comments, people naturally trust that post. And we don't want to ruin it with lying about case studies. So if you do this, please don't make up case studies. Please don't lie. Make sure you actually did what you're claiming that you do. And if you don't have case studies, let me show you real quick how you can create ones for yourself very fast and very easily. But before I show you that, if you're looking like for guidance and if you're looking to scale your agency, I'm starting to offer like one-on-one coaching. That's not like a Discord group where I throw in a bunch of members and, you know, don't give attention to them. This is one-on-one approach where I teach you how to create posts like these, where I teach you other hidden strategies to scale your agency in smart way. It also involves cold outreach, stuff like that. But basically, I will reveal everything I did to successfully grow a lead generation agency. So if you're interested in that, book a call in the link in the description. But yeah, when it comes to creating case studies for yourself, what you can do if you don't have a client yet or you don't have a successful case study, first, like select your perfect niche. It could be, for example, landscaping, right? This is a horrible arrow, but let's roll with it. So you select a niche, landscaping, then you go on Facebook and create a fake landscaping business page. You make it look like a real business page, but it won't be a real business. Then you spend $100 on Facebook ads to this page and you generate leads for this fake business, or $200, however much you can afford. When you get these leads, you do the classic follow-up sequence with go high level on with SMS, or like whatever your offer is, you just replicate it with a fake business, right? You in this example, we follow up with SMS and see how many of these 100 leads that we generated we can close. And we use these numbers. Let's say we close 5 for sake of this example. Let's say we got like 90 leads for $100. We closed 5. We spent, and each lead is worth like, let's say, 4,000, 4K, right? So then in your case study, you can say how we spend $100, how we spend $100 to close 5 clients, each worth $4,000. That's a great study. And it doesn't matter that the business is not real, right? Because the process worked for, if the process worked for an imaginary company, it will also work for a real one, right? So technically it's not lying, right? You spent the money, you got the leads, you closed the leads, but you didn't collect the cash, technically, right? So using this, you can create a real case study that you can then show to your potential leads. to show them what you're actually capable of. So yeah, use this video as your nuclear weapon to explore your agency grow. And if you have more questions about the process, make sure you leave comments down below, and please subscribe to the channel, and it would help me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.